In the boundless expanse of the Andromeda Quadrant, where stars glittered like scattered diamonds, the Galactic Empire stood as the ultimate bastion of power. For centuries, it ruled with an iron fist, its fleets dominating trade routes, its influence spanning galaxies. And yet, even in its dominion, whispers of desperation echoed through its corridors. The Empire's might was tested by the creeping shadows of rebellion and the unforgiving void of unexplored territories. Amid this turmoil, a proclamation spread like wildfire. The Empire was hiring for the deadliest job in the galaxy. Not just a position, but an opportunity, it claimed, a chance for glory, wealth, and eternal recognition. Those who survived would be remembered as heroes. Those who didn't, their families would be handsomely compensated. It was a gamble, one that humanity couldn't resist. On Earth, recruitment centers sprang up overnight. Posters adorned every wall, depicting colossal ships, alien landscapes, and promises of adventure. The fine print was often ignored, but the allure was irresistible. Billions watched as holographic ads painted vivid scenes of courageous humans battling monstrous entities, or forging new alliances in the furthest reaches of space. Marcus Voss was one of the many who felt the pull. A former miner from Mars, he'd spent his life digging for precious ores, his days filled with monotony and grit. The Empire's offer was his escape. It promised not just riches but purpose. He wasn't alone. By his side stood Tessa, a sharp-witted engineer with a knack for improvisation, and Kade, a street-smart pilot who claimed to have navigated asteroid fields blindfolded. Together, they represented the best and worst of humanity, hopeful, reckless, and fiercely determined. The journey began aboard the Resolute, a ship designated for recruits. The Empire spared no expense in showcasing its might. The Resolute was a marvel of engineering, bristling with weapons and cloaked in impenetrable armor. Its interior was a labyrinth of training facilities, living quarters, and briefing halls. Marcus, Tessa, and Kade quickly realized that their dreams of adventure came with rigorous preparation. Drills were relentless. They learned to operate alien weaponry, navigate treacherous environments, and communicate with species that defied human understanding. Instructors, often augmented with cybernetics, pushed them to their limits. "You're not just recruits," barked Commander Arik, a grizzled veteran with a mechanical arm. "You're humanity's spearhead. Out there, it's kill or be killed." The recruits soon discovered why the job was deemed the deadliest. The Empire's enemies were as varied as they were ruthless. Rogue AI fleets roamed the outer systems, pirates preyed on the weak, and ancient beings, whose motives remained inscrutable, guarded forbidden sectors. Each mission briefing detailed horrors that left even the bravest recruits questioning their resolve. The first mission came sooner than expected. The Resolute was dispatched to the Crimson Expanse, a nebula teeming with volatile energy storms. An outpost, essential for monitoring trade routes, had gone dark. The recruits were to investigate and secure it. Marcus felt a mix of excitement and dread as he suited up. Tessa double-checked her gear, her lips pressed into a thin line. Kade, ever the joker, muttered, "Deadliest job, huh? They forgot to mention it's also the most stressful." As the team descended onto the outpost, the eerie silence was their first clue that something was amiss. The once bustling station was in ruins, its walls scorched and corridors littered with debris. Signs of a struggle were evident, but there were no bodies. It was as if the crew had vanished. "Stay sharp," Marcus whispered, his pulse pounding. Tessa's scanner beeped, detecting faint energy signatures. "Something's still here," she murmured. What followed was a battle that tested their mettle. Alien creatures, their forms shifting like living shadows, emerged from the darkness. They were unlike anything in the Empire's databases, their movements erratic yet calculated. The recruits fought with everything they had, their training kicking in. Marcus's rifle unleashed bursts of plasma, while Tessa used improvised explosives to drive the creatures back. Kade's piloting skills proved invaluable when he remotely commandeered a station's defense turret. By the time reinforcements arrived, the outpost was secured, but the cost was evident. Several recruits had fallen, and those who survived bore the weight of their loss. Back aboard the Resolute, the mood was somber. Commander Arik addressed the crew. "This is the reality of our mission. We face the unknown, and we pay the price. But remember, every step we take secures humanity's place among the stars." For Marcus, Tessa, and Kade, the mission was a grim reminder of what they had signed up for. Yet, it also solidified their bond. They shared stories, laughed to stave off fear, and trained harder. They were no longer just recruits. They were a team. As the months passed, their exploits grew. They encountered civilizations that viewed humans with suspicion, technology that defied comprehension, and adversaries that pushed them to their limits. Each mission was a chapter in their story, filled with peril and triumph. But the deadliest job in the galaxy was far from over. Whispers of a greater threat began to surface, an ancient force stirring in the void, its intentions unknown. The Empire's might would be tested like never before, and humanity's survival would hinge on those brave enough to face the darkness. For Marcus, Tessa, and Kade, it wasn't just about the riches or the glory. It was about proving that, even in the face of insurmountable odds, humanity could endure. The stars beckoned, and they would answer, no matter the cost.